Hello and welcome to Walk and Talk. The date on the Anlian calendar is 3122 Angel H1. And that means the date on the Gregorian calendar is Thursday, November 4th, 2021. And I would like to talk about the problem with egoism. Egoism is a very glamorous thing to me. Man, look at my tiny hand. Egoism is a very glamorous thing to me. I always not in the sense of like right-wing egoism, but in the sense of just sort of pure egoism. You've ever read the book Westlandia? Westlandia is about a boy who doesn't like the things that his culture is producing and finds a random plant from another part of the world and produces all of his own things. And that in effect is egoism. He then takes this this whole culture that he's created and shares it with other people, but the thing is they don't contribute anything to it. That is something that I probably came across when I was like 4 and led to this conception of Belugada and what has become Anlia. I really think that, or I've been thinking that this is just something I should strive for. I should strive to produce everything that, or to produce the Stardust Kaleidoscopic Atomic Printer and then produce all the made-up foods that I wanted and all the basic modes of getting around and going from place to place. But then you have to come to the main problem of egoism, which is egoism is an ideology where you want to isolate everything that you have come up with yourself and make that everything that you deal with in your life. But it's also an ideology where you want to spread this culture in yourself to many other people. And that's just something that everybody can't do. If you, not because I'll get to this later, but it's not because everybody isn't capable of producing enough things to sustain themselves. It's because if you're going to spread your culture to other people, then there has to be some empty group of people to get this culture, and they can't be egoists, because if everything they take in is their own, that includes your things that you're trying to spread to them, and it's obviously not their own. Now, the right-wing way of solving this is to assume that some people have more of a right to create things the way that they wanted to create things. And you have some people being the leaders and other people being the followers, and you have a merit system to try to decide based on what people want to follow, who gets to lead. But then, of course, that's not what I want, because I want everybody to be able to lead their own lives regardless of whether anyone else will consume the products that they make for themselves. This is where you come up with the main problem of a left-wing egoism. There is no mainstream left-wing egoism that I know of. There's probably something that has been called egoism, but really isn't. I'm not looking into that right now. Um, although I feel like I've seen it before and just thought, oh, that's not egoism. There's certainly people coming up with their own identities and then and having things their way, even if nobody else has things that way. Um, but I think that it's all supposed to be collectivist. There's people working together for the needs of a diverse group of people, which happen to be in diverse needs. If you look at egoism in our society, you'll find that it doesn't really provide that much of an issue. Like, my mom is an artist. She paints. She has a lot of paintings of hers around her house. Very few paintings by other people. She also cooks and comes up with her own recipes, and those recipes are her own egoism. There are the basic elements of those things: the paint, the canvas, all of the spices and ingredients for food that she does not make herself. But that doesn't impede her ability to produce things for herself that are all her own conceptually. I mean, I have a lot of paintings by myself on my wall. I made this. This is a manifestation of my mind. I've got something on that wall, on that wall. Of things, two things on that wall. Well, actually, that one's my mom's, but and the one over there is my mom's, but I've got things in my playroom that are my own. I make craft projects regularly. I think in essence, egoism can be pursued to a point. You have people creating things for themselves, regardless of what other people want with them. And as long as there's somebody to create the medium in which those things are made, who may do that artistically as well in their own way, that is, in their own egoism, that is possible. Of course, in Anlia, it's also sort of an egoism that is moderate. You have people uploading small parts of foods and inventions to the Stardust store and then downloading things. You can create a pie by stitching together patterns of different meats and jams into the shape of a pie. You can do that with other foods. You can go and create things for the PIM. You can create, as long as somebody was there to create the pattern that can observe the environment and create a copy of it, you can copy any environment into the PIM. And you can go off away from the PIM anytime you want. But that's the other part of my ideology. I might make another video on that. This is a very short video. So essentially, you can create everything that you use, but somebody has to create that up to a point so that you can do that quickly. And that's my video. And oh yes, the end thing. It's see you in the future, future dad.